Well, hello there, everyone. Here to show you the Jaycee Dugard. It's like the mother's best coloring activity right here. And basically, though, that what I've been doing, of course, busy with on schoolwork. It is of basically talking about it's like with colors, and then of course other types of say saturations. It is, but basically that talking about is that if most of us have ever worked a work of art before, like maybe like on Illustrator or other PC or Mac related programs, it is that more likely if we were to maybe do about the exact same thing maybe on stone, or if it's anything to do with any fabrics, or if it's anything to do on paper, it is, but basically I went ahead and do right here on paper of you have right here is like based on on the book, it is for Jaycee Dugard, it's like the Stone Life, it is you have right here is I went ahead and drew right here is a picture of this would represent, it's like for Mother's Best, it is it's like we had picked the title of since Mother's Day is coming up here in the next few weeks, it is, but basically just to show, it's like say with the colors, like besides the color saturation and all on your hand too, that I'm sure with most most ladies, it's like most moms, it is more likely would maybe like to have like a handbag, kind of like this right here. I was thinking between like a quilt, a quilt that did have like different patterns and stuff like that on it, or if it's anything related to like a handbag. And most of the time though that if the ladies did want to, guys or ladies, if they want to go ahead and make something, it could be maybe a tablecloth if they had like say a sewing machine that included like a few different colors of fabrics and stuff like that. And if they want to go ahead and put together something, it is, but on the other hand, that maybe using like we say that same pattern, it isn't anybody that may think about like that any programs that maybe you could use, such as like on Photoshop, it's like if you were to be creating like say a design, it is, and with anybody that may think that using like say any type of colored pencils, or if it's crayons or any type of coloring utensils, it is that most of my time that I have practiced like would say with programs like Photoshop and Illustrator, a lot of times that you have like these boxes that you be able to pick, and then you work with the tools and stuff like that. And compared to like the markers, if most of us know what it's like, if you were to go from one marker to another, and then the marker would normally they would run out of ink real fast, it is they would run out of ink, and then there could be say some problems, and then that they may if they get damaged for any reason, and they may spew all over the place. But on the other hand, with most art supplies, I guess that they by year by year, as it is that they may like that they have something new about almost every 6 months, it is. But basically, if we were to be working like a type of art like on a program, it is such as like if it's going to be like Photoshop, or any other program such as Illustrator, or if it's InDesign, or if it's a or if it's a Nico sign or something like that, or a Tamakanian or something like that, any type of graphic or any type of a style related designing program that you may use. And with anybody, that with most ladies, that they would probably like to say that if they want to go ahead and maybe come up with their own design for like say a handbag, it is. And I'm sure that most ladies that might agree that they may say that they would rather do the shopping, because on their hand too that they may not know exactly where to start. If I talk about say with the handbag, a handbag like a purse, kind of like this right here, to where that it's measured by you say that it holds at least maybe 15 20 pounds of stuff, such as makeup products, or it could be anything that's related to like cosmetics or perfume, or if it's cell phones, if it's like the iPhone 5 or 6 or something like that, or if it's anything that's related to lip gloss, anything like that. But anyway, that has like say a amount of storage, and And, any ladies may think about, like, yeah, that if there's a purse, they may think about if there's like any type of handbag that they've ever owned that was like what you call like a portable dresser drawer, to where like a dresser drawer, kind of like this right here, is that drawing right here is like maybe a third drawer. It is. I was just thinking about like, what would the person be measured by? But if we were to maybe create, like I say, some dresser drawers, and I was just thinking anybody may think about that, if you were to be doing any type of electronic stuff, if it's saving any files you say on a hard drive or anything like that, that more likely you're keeping the files organized. But you have right here is like say like a dresser drawer type example right here. With this dresser drawer example, that you may want to have a few of the labels on there, or like a compartment, a place where you can keep a lot of things organized. And then I kept thinking about that even files, if you have them saved on like say an online account, if it's anything related to a electronic file, or if it's anything that's related to the dresser drawers, or maybe if it's the pocket, the pocketbook carrier or anything like that, of knowing about that some people that may agree too that ways to how to keep your money safe, ways of how to keep your stuff organized, and any personal data it is. But on the other hand, that knowing about, I'm sure that with most ladies that they would maybe like to have like maybe some perfume products. And on the other hand, that they would maybe like to have like maybe a quilt, that they would like to make a quilt that had, like we say, different patterns and stuff like that, shape designs like that on there. And if we were to come up with some designs, and like most of us may think about that, I'm like, yeah, that if you want to come up with design, and let's just say if the design that required like a certain type of design pattern it is, such as if you want to put a few shapes together or anything like that. But so far as the whole course about the training about how to work a certain program. But other than that they have right here is like a design right here of like say of a quilt, and I kind of have it drawn like if it was a tablecloth it is. But you have right here is like a tablecloth type design right here, and then right here, right, I went ahead and add right here is like a logo. If most of us, you can maybe think about that, if we were to get like on a computer program or any type of design program, and then maybe do like we say is like a maybe kind of like say a logo is that for the year for 2015, which I know that most of the time in graduations that they would usually have like right here for 20 and then 15 right here. And there could be like other ways to do it. I'm sure that there's many ways to do it on a computer. Like on like say on a PC and Mac. That if we want to go ahead and maybe add like say a shadow right here, do like the exact same design say with the brown. But if we were to try to do it like on a PC program, and anybody that may think that between doing it like the old style, between working with either working with either paper, or if it's anything trying to draw something using like what you call little pongs or something like that, wood chips or anything like that, would probably think about that. It seems a lot much harder work. But I don't know, between hard work and knowing about maybe if you can actually do more with the new way of how it's worked it is. And basically that the way I think about it, like so far as with most moms out there knowing about that, yeah, it's like if most of us have read the book before, have read other books, but anybody that may think that if most of us have read the book before, of knowing about that, if we have read other books, such as from other artists, and then if it's anything that's nonfiction, and then of course if it's any science fiction or anything like that, of talking about that, if it's anything to do with hairstylist, or if it's models, or anything like that, or if it's anything that's related to like say news catalogs or anything like that. And the way I think about, I'm like anybody that may think that if they maybe want to go ahead and do their own idea, for something. But other than that, anybody who has maybe read the book before, or maybe other books that may wonder about that, besides that, if it's easy to read or not, is that some of the pictures that there are, which I know that there are a few pictures inside the book. Any nonfiction book, the story book that we have read had a few pictures in it though. But on the other hand too, if anything, that how come that a lot of it is not in color? And a lot of the newspapers, of course, that you may see nowadays, that they may have it to where that not too many of those newspapers, some of them that are like what you call it, printed, published. They are published in, like I say, like a black and white form. It is, and if we were to say download any type of newspaper catalog or something like that, like on our electronic devices, it is that some of those that could appear maybe in black and white, and at the time that nowadays with technology, since they got all that other color stuff and the high definition stuff, HD stuff, it is for high definition, it's like any other type of all the other type of technology that they more likely have, that you would wonder that if anybody else, if we ever get tired of seeing black and white, and I'm thinking that more likely that even videos, even internet videos that we may see based on old TV shows or maybe old catalogs that we may get tired, we may want to transform it into like a color format. But with most of us, we probably think that that may not be possible because of what's required, and then knowing about the final turnout, that according to what I see, like between photos that we worked maybe on, like on Photoshop, it is, if it's say between pixels, it uses like pixels, and the other there's like 2 or 3 different kinds of photos, like formats. It is that if we were to use that the tools is that knowing by that between pixels, and then working with another file type is that knowing about that, if I can explain it, like talk about if most of us have ever used like Photoshop before, and I'm like, yeah, that and whenever we save our files, and knowing about the differences whenever we zoom in and then zoom out, and then we can actually see that the difference between it, like we say the styles and then say the designs it is. But anyway, but a lot of that, I'm sure that takes practice with most of us. If we're doing any type of work or design or anything like that, all I say on the computer related products, and that way I think about it, if you do it on paper, or if you do it like if you actually try to draw something maybe on another type of art design, but art design device it is, but especially like maybe the touch the touch screen type devices it is, that they say, like they say before, that like say with the iPhone 6, the iPhone 5 or iPhone 6, that a lot of times that a lot of those programs that may not be supported with some of those devices. But anyway, but here you got right here, you see is the coloring right here of say it's like based on, it's like about the storybook, and basically though that like with most ladies that they would maybe like to have, or maybe make something that there would be a hold stuff. A lot of times I kept wondering about that, if I wanted to go ahead and make something, and I try to make something such as anything that holds anything, and more likely the way I think about maybe dresser drawers or anything like that. But on the other hand, to know about is like for Mother's Best, knowing about celebrating for Mother's Day. It's like for 2015 it is like say with the pinecone charm, we're talking about say with that Mother's Best, and knowing about to say to do the math problems it is. Talk about it's like you do the measurements of the between presenting framing any type of artwork that we do. But on the other hand to knowing about is that for the work for the best. But other than that, talk about for the Mother's Best color activity.